Brittany, it's been a journey, girl. It's been a journey watching you on this show. Have you had a chance to watch the show back? Are you keeping up with everything?
I am keeping up with some things. I catch some things on social media,
Hmm.
and that's pretty much how I've been keeping up.
So you don't watch it.
Sometimes, but I'm pretty busy these days, so I don't get to, but sometimes I'm definitely interested because I see all the comments on my social medias.
Well, what have
Yeah.
been your thoughts, like based off of the comments you receive and what you've seen? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are people definitely have the wrong impression of me, and I feel like Yazan has a cute way of telling his side of the story.
Okay. I like that you said that because we're gonna get to the misconceptions that people have about you in just a minute. But let's get into the nitty-gritty things. How did you feel knowing that he risked his family and basically almost his life to be with you? How does that feel? Because that's heavy.
It's very heavy, especially when you find out after someone has, made all those sacrifices and then told you these are the sacrifices they made. It's heavy. You feel like now you're into something that you had no part of getting yourself into, really, because you kept telling this person not to do this, not to do that, and they decided to do anyway and then told you they did it for you. It's kind of hard to accept all of that. It's kind of hard to process all of that. I just felt stuck, kind of, and I felt, yeah, I think that's the word. I think I felt very stuck, and I felt very like the world was kind of crashing down around me. And I never want to be in a position where somebody is losing everything that they love because of me. I'll definitely let that person go before it even gets to that point. I want people to be better because of me. I don't want them to get worse. It was a really, really hard situation.
Well, the last time we spoke, you mentioned that you love Yazan's parents. You said you have a lot of respect for them. Is that love still the same after all of the criticism that you received from his parents and his family?
After watching the season back, some of the clips and watching a few of the episodes, I definitely feel like things were translated to me wrong. And if I would have known what was really going on, I probably wouldn't have held that same respect. My family definitely has no respect for them.
It's obvious that Yazan is not perfect. We see that pretty often, but we also see some things with you. Is there anything that you would have done differently now, looking back?
I probably, looking back, would have been more firm on my boundaries and been more firm about, like, what I believe in. And I should have seen the signs earlier that that wasn't a relationship for either one of us. And I should have just, like, not listened to anything that he was saying and stayed in my own little zone. I think that I need to definitely go with my first mind and my first gut.
What is your response to fans who feel as if you and Yazan are in a toxic relationship? You're constantly breaking up and then getting back together. What do you say to those people?
I think a lot of people are in relationships where they break up and get back together. Everybody's not perfect. I feel like a lot of people are in the same situation I'm in, where they don't even realize it, where they don't get along with their in-laws, or, their significant other doesn't like their parents. It's pretty much the same situation, but different circumstances a little bit, or different names to it. I see it. I think, yeah, certain situations Yazan and I have are toxic, and certain situations Yazan and I have are very nice. And you can just learn a lot of things from Yazan's and I's relationship, like what you want to do in your own or what you should not do in your own relationships. But I don't think it's for people to really judge that much where they get too deep involved, because you never really know what's going on behind the scenes with people.
Okay, so I want to dig a little deeper when it comes to that. I feel like your differences sometimes overshadow why you are even together, or why you love each other in the first place. So can you talk to me a little bit about what made you fall in love with Yazan, and why do you think he's so hooked on you? I know you're a beautiful woman, but this man has been willing to risk his family and his life for you.
Yazan is like that with any woman that he loves. You know what I mean? He was like that with his ex-girlfriend. He was hooked on her. He really loved her. You know what I mean? And he's with me. He really loves me, and he wants to make a new life with me, and he wanted to make a new life with his ex as well. I don't think that he values his family and religion as much as people thinks he does. I think, you know, he really wants to have a different kind of life with me, and he just has so much pressure from his family that he's not, you know, sometimes not able to follow through with those promises that he made me because the pressure gets to him, and then he just ends up putting pressure on me to change, and that's not fair. And I think he just really wants to live a life with me. I think he wants to have that westernized lifestyle, and he loves me. We get along great. We laugh together. We have so much fun. We go out together. We do everything together. And that's what people don't see. Like, we're the best of friends after all this, like, religion stuff, this culture stuff, all the pressure his parents and family put on him. If he didn't have that, he would be a totally different person. Like, he hates that stuff, and that's what people don't see.
What's your response to fans who say you don't respect his culture?
I showed a lot of respect to his culture, and I showed a lot of respect to Yazan. I showed respect to Yazan and his family that they didn't deserve. There's a lot to that they didn't see. They didn't see a lot of things that I did on my part and on my side, a lot of compromises that I made. I think they just didn't really get to see the true side of me. And I learned a lot about the culture. I learned a lot about the religion. I did it on my own. There was things I learned a lot on my own that Yazan did not teach me. And my first 2 trips there, he had no interest in teaching me about Islam. So it was just like, I did a lot that you guys don't know about. So don't be so quick to judge.
Does Yazan watch the show back?
Yazan definitely watches the show back. I feel like he feels indifferent about certain situations. Some situations he feels bad, some situations he feels good, you know. And I think, you know, it's just a learning experience for the both of us. Yeah, we've been getting mad at each other, you know, watching everything back. And there is a lot of things that come up, and I might curse him out, you know, today, like it was back in that situation, because it's so traumatizing to keep watching that situation back and like seeing what everybody keeps saying. It causes problems, you know, but we're both just trying to remain peaceful and just keep going forward and like look to like the future and what's coming, because the future is bright, and everything is a learning experience at the end of the day. Even though it was stressful and we were going through it and things like that individually, you know, it's just one moment in time. People get past things, people grow past things. Yes, I think certain things were wrong, but now I'm definitely not holding a grudge towards anything.
What were his thoughts on the divorce situation? Did he come to find that out before the show, or did he learn watching?
I'm gonna let you guys find out about the divorce situation later, because, you know, I think it's a little explosive and that's a lot of tea. So I think that that's something that you guys, it's gonna come up, and it's gonna come up soon. So just keep a lookout for that, because it's gonna blow a lot of people.
I want to talk about the misconceptions that people have about you. During my research before this interview, I came across just different opinions here and there. So my question for you is, what do you think is the biggest misconception people have about you, and what would you like for them to know?
I think people think I'm selfish. I think people think I'm arrogant and narcissistic. I see that a lot. I think people confuse that with that I love myself and I have boundaries for myself, and I'm not wavering in that. I know exactly what kind of man I want. And just because a lot of women out here are accepting any kind of love that a man gives them doesn't mean I'm going to do the same thing. I don't knock you, but I'm not you. And I don't want you to ever confuse us. And so I think that people have to respect people for having their boundaries. And if you don't like me for having boundaries, I feel like you need to love yourself more and learn how to have boundaries so that you don't end up in these situations. I was willing to put it all out there for you guys to see it all go down, and it wasn't easy for me, but I thought it would be a learning experience for a lot of young women about what you're getting yourself into when you go across country to find love and things like that. I didn't know how things were gonna go. You guys came on the journey with me, and it was hard. It wasn't easy, and I feel like I should be appreciated for sharing it, as hard as it was, no matter what the outcome might be, you know. just as I would appreciate anybody else for sharing their journey. And I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of things you guys didn't see. So of course there's going to be some misconceptions, but leave room for a little bit of, you know, maybe I don't know her all the way. Like, I feel like I'm getting attacked a little too hard, you know. My 13-year-old niece is my social media manager, and she's been reading death threats in my DMs. So it's not easy. You guys like go way too hard over a situation that you guys are not involved in. It doesn't bother me, but it definitely is kind of is crazy. So I think you guys, I'm not that bad of a person. I'm a very good person. You know, I try to respect everybody, but also I just want you guys to know that I'm going to respect myself first.
Wow. I see that some people assume that you joined the show for fame too and not love. That's what I saw a lot as well. Do you have a response to that?
I think if I joined the show or if I wanted fame, I probably would have just went public with one of my exes that I dated or something like that were already famous or something like that. I wouldn't go halfway or go across the world, you know, to be in this super hard situation in order to gain fame. Fame to me is nothing. It brings you nothing. I don't find solace in that. I find solace in peace. I find solace in having comfort and the money that I need to feed my family. So fame means nothing to me. And so I didn't do this for clout or fame at all.
There's been a lot of talk online about you dating a Nigerian rapper. Do you feel any need to set the record straight, or do you just want to leave that alone?
I don't know him. You know, I knew him like in passing, you know. There were other people that we were hanging around that I knew. It was more of like he was a fan, you know, and I just took a picture because he kept asking to take a photo, and now you're claiming that we're dating. It's just weird, and it just shows me, you know, just be careful of my surroundings and be careful of like, you know, weird men.
For sure. Well, this is your first 90-day run. How has this experience changed you?
It's growing me into a woman. I'm definitely becoming a stronger person. It's definitely been a test to what I thought I knew. It's making sure I walk the walk that I talk. And so it's been definitely hard. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's an experience that grew me up, and I'm excited for the journey ahead, to be honest with you.